Today we're tying a gurgler. We call it the Boehm's gurgler. Alex Boehm's a guide out of Key West. There's the fly. Has a rabbit strip out the back, rabbit collar, a little craft fur, fly foam, little ice chenille. Here's my setup. The ice chenille, the rabbit, the craft fur. There's the way we set up the markers so they're easy to grab. The hooks are always easy to grab. There's some cross-cut there. Basically, stuff was going left from right in order of usage. One of the big tricks on this fly that you can use over and over again is the foul guard we use through the rabbit strip tail. It's a piece of 20-pound hard mono I'm lashing onto the hook there. Tie it down real tight. It's going to have quite a bit of force put on it. Now I grab the piece of zonker strip. I cut a point in it to minimize the tie-in area, and I'm still keeping everything in back of the hook point. Now here's the trick. I part the hair with the hook point, and then I come back with and can see the hide, and right in the middle, I poke a little hole with a hook point. That's a perfect distance to keep the tail from fouling. I put the piece of 20-pound mono through the tail, pinch it a little bit, cut it to length to make sure it still gets on the bare hook shank, right? So everything's tied in really tight and neat. If you don't tie that onto the bare hook shank, that piece of hard mono, it will pull out when you cast. Trim it to length. That's probably about a shank and a half length. Now here's the craft fur. Like always, measure, trim, then tie in. There's a lot going back here, so you have to be pretty neat about stuff. We still got a piece of fly foam to put on there. See, there's I grab the marker real quick, dunk, dunk, dunk. But we have a piece of fly foam still going on back there, tie in the ice chenille. There's a lot going on back here, so keep things neat. Here I pre-measure the front length. I don't want to cut the front at all. I stretch the foam around the hook a little bit, some loose wraps, then pull it tight. We're using 6/0 uni. It can cut through the foam, so you want to come at it gently. Notice I did some wraps on it, then some wraps on the shank, some wraps on it. That helps to keep it from twisting. Here's the ice chenille going in. See what I do with my index finger. I put it right in against the hook shank, and as the material wraps, it kind of folds it back, keeps it really neat. It just adds a little, it doesn't matter to the fish, but it looks good to you. Okay, so that gets tied off about 3/4 of the way up the hook shank. And we're going to put in 2 wraps of cross-cut rabbit. Same color as the tail, but cross-cut, not zonker cut. Tie it in. I cut it at an angle. Tie it in nice and neat. Hang the thread. 1, 2. Vise is a little loose. I have to wrestle with it a little bit. And actually, I think I'm tying this off, on the bottom. Just keeps things a little neater. Neaten it up, because now you're going to pull the 3mm fly foam ahead. Again, pinch the foam around the hook, loose wraps, tighten it down, and I'll do some wraps on it, some wraps in front, wraps on it, wraps in front. Again, keeps it from twisting, and then tie it off. That's about it for that gurgler.